Hello there, my name is Sarah, and I am a human on this planet going through the greatest evolutionary jump point that we've ever experienced. And I've always been someone who has loved the medium of video, and I've used it as an art form in my earlier, younger years before social media existed. I just love to capture the world through my lens, through how I viewed the world, and I love to share that through video. Been on quite a journey of discovery for myself and understanding more about what holds me back from living my fullest potential. And in doing that, I've also researched, tried to discover the best way to share that and be of service and make an impact in the world for a number of years. And I've been following all the best business practices in the online space for a very long time, and nothing's ever really felt right to me. And I've come to a place where through this evolutionary jump point that really is all about starting on an individual level and starting from the inside and understanding that we even have an inside and what that means and how our inside actually shapes our outer reality. And because so many people are awakening to this, we're seeing what appears to be very chaotic on the outside, and it's really important to remember, and this is a part of what I feel compelled to share and express in my service, is not to get caught up in things being wrong when they look chaotic, because as I mentioned, we are waking up to the fact that it's our inner reality that creates our outer reality. And we've been living in a way up to this point, up to this evolutionary jump point, where we thought it was our outer reality that informed how we should feel, and we're very much asleep to the fact that we had an inner world. And so in that space, we got very caught up in just being a cog in the wheel, going with the flow of how outer authority dictated what our life should look like. So as many people are waking up and starting to take control of their life, in other words, not necessarily trying to control, realizing that we have very little control, but taking responsibility for their inner world and really doing the work that's required to let go of who it is that they're not. And basically, that's a lot of work. Some people would say that it takes about 7 years to decondition or deprogram yourself from your upbringing. Our earlier years, particularly 0 to 7, is when we are influenced very heavily and programmed about what our world is about and how we need to operate in that reality. And a lot of that is very much about our physical makeup. And then from 0 to 14, we start to understand our mind more. And then from 14 to 21, we start to understand our emotions. We're going through puberty. And whatever programs are implemented in those periods of times will just create cycles over and over and over again until we take the responsibility of changing these patterns. And so many, 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 many people are doing this right now. And the outer world appears very chaotic because so many things are being flipped inside out, turned upside down. And many of the structures that have been in place for our lifetime have actually not been organic or supportive of our natural ability of being human, our ability to thrive as being human and being one with nature and all it is. And it's worked, some might say or argue that it's worked, and it's gotten us to where we are today with modern medicine and other things, but we're also seeing where there are many, many gaps and problems in these systems. So, as much evolution that we've been through since 2020, in a way, things are only getting started. And while we might be feeling like there's a period of a new normal, trying to, find some sort of calm, the reality is that there will never be the normal we felt previously in the old world. We'll never go back. It's kind of like taking the red pill or the blue pill. You cannot unsee what you've seen. You cannot undo what has already been done. And we are really in a time where we need to learn about new ways of being. And that includes new ways of doing business and new ways of showing up in the world and being of service. And really the root of this is our being and our energetic frequency. As we know, if we are on the journey of awakening to the power of our inner world creates our outer world thoughts, and our feelings and our energy is the most important, and being able to manage our energetic frequency and tune it to higher vibrations of love while not ignoring all of the pain that we've actually suppressed and denied and disowned through our earlier years of being in systems and trying to fit into systems that were against our nature. So this is a wild, wild time, and if you are going through change, finding it a challenge to find your center, going through identity crises, accelerated transformation, feeling like you cannot find a stable ground, you are definitely not alone. And I am actually here to be a guide for people who are making this jump point in evolution. I have made this jump point. I'm still going through this jump point very consciously. I have powerful mentors around me, and I have dedicated my life to being a guide to others on this journey, because it can feel very scary and very lonely, and yet it's the most beautiful opportunity and experience that we will ever have in this lifetime.